Sorry, I got a peppermint in my mouth. I feel like I just did a braces update, but I am back with another one because I had a little bit of a error and a crisis with my braces just over the last couple days. So those of you that have been watching my videos know that I have now been in my tops for 7.5 months, and I have been okay, I guess my battery was going low, so I had to throw my phone on the charger real quick. But anyways, I've been in my braces now with the tops for 7.5 months, and I have had my bottoms on now for 4.5 months. So a total of 31 weeks with the tops and a total of 19 weeks with the bottoms. On Tuesday night, was eating a pretzel, and they were the store brand. They weren't Snyder's, and we normally buy Snyder's, and we bought store brand. And my husband had told me throw them away because he tried them at work. He said they were like stale, they were really hard. He didn't want them because he said they felt like they were going to break his teeth. So I guess you can kind of guess where I'm going with this one. I decided that I was not going to throw them away, and I was going to eat a few of them while helping my youngest with his homework. So I popped one in my mouth, went to bite down on it. Yeah, it was a little more harder than the Snyder's, but you know, I didn't let it really bother me any, so I just kept eating them. And slowly over time they were getting like caked up in this area here underneath and behind the wire, wedging the little bits and pieces of the pretzel that I didn't swallow in between. So what had happened is so much pressure packed it on to my wire that instead of it being straight into the bracket, it did a U shape. It curved down. And so it popped out of the bracket, but not completely. It was still in the bracket, but it wasn't lodged in the correct position. But it was out of it just enough for the wire to bend. I didn't even know my wire had bent, you guys, like for the first probably 15 minutes. You know, I just kept eating the pretzels, and then I noticed something felt really weird, like all along this area here. I thought, my teeth feel really loose all of a sudden. So I got up, went to the bathroom, I looked in the mirror, started, you know, pushing around on my wire, seeing if anything was loose or popped out. Nothing was loose. My teeth definitely felt loose, but I didn't see anything. So I come back in the living room and I continue to help my youngest with his homework, and I started feeling pain, and I'm like, whoa, this feels like I just had an adjustment times 10. No joke. No joke. So I went back in the bathroom and I'm looking, and I'm like, man, something's got to be wrong. So I'm sitting here and I'm just looking, and I still didn't see anything. So I come back in here, I thought, you know, maybe my teeth are just really starting to shift. Something's going on. So I just kind of like put it on the back burner, didn't think much about it. And as soon as I got done eating, you know, and helping him with his homework, I'm sitting on the couch, and you know, I'm taking my tongue and I'm just kind of, you know, feeling around. And I put my tongue back here on this wire, and I'm like, that's got a really low dip to it. It like, my tongue's not hitting it where it normally hits like it did on this side. I felt like a deep groove in that compared to this side. Ooh, I wonder if something happened. So I go back in the bathroom and I'm looking, and I see how my wire is bent, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my wire is popping out. So long story short, I had to take some ibuprofen because the pain was that bad. And I went to bed, I woke up, ended up taking Tylenol because my husband had already gone to work and he had the ibuprofen in his lunchbox. So I didn't have that on hand, and the Tylenol didn't even touch it. The ibuprofen was the best thing for me to take because it actually helped, but taking 2 Tylenols didn't touch it. I mean, I was in so much pain just in the first 12 hours of this happening. I mean, they don't even bend your wires that much when you're going in for your adjustments. I mean, this was a significant bend in my wire. And if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, I'll post a picture here so you can see. From that one bend in that wire, my teeth overnight made a lot of movement. The wrong direction. My teeth started moving this way. I had the chain down here, as those of you remember from my last update. To turn my canine. So everything from that wire on that bracket of that specific molar, my very back molar before the wisdom, everything was like crammed, packed. So much impacted pressure, you guys, that it had shifted all of these teeth all the way to here, to where this canine is right here. It had pushed all of my teeth that way. Just a slight degree, but just enough where my bite wasn't touching. When I'm talking, I can tell my teeth are just a little off my bottom jawline. Whenever I would bite down like this, my center point here and here was not lined up. It was off a slight degree because of my bottom teeth shifting that way. It is still a little bit, but not nearly as bad since I got it adjusted yesterday. So I went to the orthodontist yesterday. I called yesterday morning, and they had actually got me in really quick. So I went in at 3 o'clock yesterday evening, and basically what they did is they moved my appointment next week on October 4th to yesterday, so that everything could just get adjusted in one visit and they could take a look at that wire. But funny story, you guys, funny story. I started brushing my teeth after I got my new appointment made for yesterday, getting cleaned up, you know, brushing went good. I went to go floss. When I got to that very back tooth, you guys are gonna laugh, my wire decided it was going to pop back into its original position, and it was completely straight. Soon as that happened, the pressure on these teeth, you guys, relieved, like almost immediately. Dang near 100%. I mean, my teeth were still very sore and sensitive, but I mean, it went from like 100% of pain to like literally 20%. I mean, it was crazy. So, guys, when they say make sure you wear your retainers, and I know this isn't retainer related because I haven't got that far yet, but just to show you guys how quick your teeth can move the slightest degree and make such a huge difference in your alignment. Do not miss a night wearing your retainers because it can make a lot of movement just in a few short hours. I'm telling you guys, 15 hours in, my teeth had shifted so much. So, what had happened at my appointment yesterday is I went from a 16 gauge wire on the bottom to an 18 gauge wire on top previously to a 22 gauge wire both top and bottom. So not only was I feeling sore down here from what had happened, but now I got this heavier metal wire in my teeth, you know, so, but really weird. Even though I went from a 16 to a 22 gauge wire on the bottom, my teeth do not hurt down here at all anymore, at all. It's up here that hurts the most, and I had an 18 gauge wire up there. Really weird, right? So I don't understand that, but they did go on ahead and keep me with the chain because they went back in for a second time, and they did, I think it's called IPR, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's where they go in with their little drill and orthodontist shaved in between here and here because I had gaps form at the very top, and to pull my teeth together. Without a gap being there, he had a shave. So to pull those gaps back together and to get my teeth where they need to be, I have a chain up here, so it's kind of like pulling everything together. Not only do I have that, and you can't see the other because it's clear, and I'll try to get a close-up for those of you that are just now watching this video that haven't watched them before. In my last update, I showed some pictures so you can see a little bit better in the pictures. But I've got a clear wire also, like a string, going from this tooth to this tooth. And last time they had it where it was like pulled this way and it was tied off on this end and this end. But the assistant that did mine yesterday, she had it all from here and she pulled it all this way. So now I got like a little thing here where it's sticking out. But when she first did that, it popped. I felt it pop, and I'm like, I think something just popped. And she looked and she's like, you are so right. So I was like, man, I'm telling you, my teeth are just not being very happy with braces here recently. So she's like, no, don't feel that way. It happens, you know, because I had such a small flexible wire and now I got a heavier wire. So now hopefully that won't happen again. It happens. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, my orthodontist is going to be so upset with me. But he wasn't. Also, not only did I have what I just explained to you wrong from the shifting and everything of the bent wire, but biting down, these gaps had got bigger. Like, this is my bite right now. Like, even right in here, it's not touching. Little bit better on that side, but the only teeth touching when I bite is this one and this one. I also had gaps form in between here, here, and here. When I went to go floss, I was like, whoa, where's the pop? You know, the floss literally just swooped right in. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I looked and I'm like, whoa. So I had like 2 teeth that were completely separated from the others from the bent wire, shifting my teeth that direction. It is so crazy how fast your teeth can shift, you guys. They ended up taking off my chain that I had on these 2 teeth. I only had it on there last time because I had my canine that was turned a little bit, so I guess it's in a better position that I don't need it. Big changes, you guys. I didn't have to get the elastics to wear on my hooks. I was certain that I probably would because I got these gaps here, but he mentioned that at my next appointment, which will be in 6 weeks, actually 6.5 weeks, because it'll be November 16th. I wasn't able to get in on the week that they needed me in, so I had to go a week, almost a full week out. So November 16th, I will be going to the other location. So guys, I love my orthodontist and I love this other location that I'm going to. They have 2 locations where I live, and the one that I've been going to is closest to my home. But this other one is on the other side of town, and I'm excited to go there because it's like a lodge. It's like a vacation lodge cabin looking. It's like a very spa-like. I love it. So I will definitely have to do a little tour for you guys whenever I go and take you with me. When I go to my next visit, he is going to move some brackets. Oh my gosh. So that just means things are really getting into place. I don't know which brackets he's moving. I don't know if it's just going to be on the top or both top and bottom. I have no idea. Sorry, I just got a message and I was reading it. So I don't know about that, but I do know he's moving brackets. The assistant did state that whenever he does do that, they may go back down smaller in the wires just because they don't want to add too much pressure to my teeth, you know, with moving brackets and everything. I do have ligature ties still on the same teeth as before. I have noticed that on this very last one here, in here, I do not have anything on it, like no band. I've actually got a piece of very thin metal going around it to hold the wire in place onto the bracket. I think it could be because this is a chain and they don't want to take it all the way because it may mess up the alignment because of it being too much So I think that's probably why I don't have the chain going all the way back to that bracket right there and that one. But they're experts at what they do. They're very professional, and they've been doing it so good. My orthodontist did reassure me that everything is looking great. I'm on track. He actually mentioned, and I don't know what this term really referred to, but whenever he seen my gaps, he said, oh yes, starting to see tracks. He called it tracks. So, not sure what he meant by that exactly. So if any of you have any idea, let me know what you think he might meant. He could just be talking about the gaps. I really don't know. But I am so excited because I'm seeing such amazing progress, even despite my little error with the wire. Ever since I went yesterday and I had, you know, my adjustment done, my gaps have already closed up and my teeth are already going back in its proper direction. So, these gaps are already closed up where he had shaved in between. And he kept telling me, you're gonna love this, you're gonna love this. And I am just ecstatic over that part because I can see such a huge difference. Look at how straight that is. And down here, it looks so much better, you guys. So I'm excited. I love my smile already. Honestly, if he said, I'm taking your braces off now, I would be happy. But obviously there's more work that needs to be done, but that just goes to tell you, just in, you know, almost 8 months of being in my top braces and almost 5 months being in my bottoms, amazing quick progress. So, and the fact that I get to keep my wisdom teeth is awesome because not a lot of people get to keep their wisdom teeth. The assistant yesterday, she had braces just on her tops, and she's kind of undergoing the same treatment that I did because I only had mine on the tops, and she's also having her wisdom teeth monitored for the first probably, you know, 6 months like I did, to see if she'll be able to keep hers or not. So the fact that I was able to tell her that, you know, my orthodontist told me that I was able to keep mine, which I believe he might be her orthodontist too, gives her hope. So, you know, nobody wants to have teeth pulled or extracted, you know, whenever you're, you know, wanting to get your teeth straightened out. You just want to get them straightened out and not have to undergo any further extensive, you know, surgery or whatever you want to call it. So, I'm really excited. You know, you only get one set of teeth after your baby teeth are gone. So, you know, I felt that my decision to keep my wisdom teeth was a good decision. And I don't know, because you see that, how, I'll show you guys here in a minute, but my wisdom teeth are completely out of whack. They're not even lined up with everything else. And it very well could be because I don't have any brackets or wire going to those specific teeth. So I don't know how or when he will, if he will adjust those. I really have no idea. One thing that is concerning me, and the closer it gets, I will mention it, but because my teeth shift so fast, and anybody's teeth for that matter will shift really quick, I'm concerned that having a permanent retainer on the bottom, which is a wire that will go behind the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, behind the first 4 or 6 teeth here in the front, I can't really remember. Say something was to happen and the wire snapped or broke or cracked or whatever, and then here my teeth are shifting. I kind of want to have like a backup plan just in case. So I really have been putting a lot of thought into it since this incident, that maybe I should also ask for a retainer for the bottom just to be on the safe side as a backup plan, because I will have a retainer for the top, but the bottom is supposed to be a permanent retainer, which is just a wire that'll go behind my teeth and it'll be permanent. But if something were to happen and it were to break or crack, you know, at least I would have something as a backup plan. So for any of you that may have had a permanent retainer, has it ever cracked or broke on you? If so, let me know in the comments down below. Have you ever heard of, or have you ever had a backup retainer just for those, you know, cases? Definitely let me know, because it is something that I've thought about and considered mentioning to my orthodontist. So after paying out, you know, the amount of money you pay out, nobody wants to put their mouth back in braces again, you know, because it's so painful and it's so time consuming and expensive. So yeah, I definitely want to take every measure possible to prevent that. So anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this braces update. Any questions or comments, post them below. All my links are in the description below this video. Go check me out on Instagram. Go check me out on Facebook. If you don't catch me here, I am on those other two. So definitely check them out, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.